So good morning, FLIR family. I'm so excited that David actually used the L word because I'm all about love. So we are going to be creating inspiring loving human connections because that's a big theme for our conference today. But before we get started, I actually want to share a story. So when I walked in yesterday into the cocktail party, I was actually quite overwhelmed. I do a lot of speaking in conferences, but it's never been where that ratio was not like 50-50. Like I might be the only Filipino that speaks Tagalog, right, in the room, right? So I got really nervous. And so I tried to let it go. I went back home. I didn't even stay for the drinks. I really wanted to just kind of get ready for tomorrow. And I could barely sleep. I woke up this morning still feeling nervous. And so I decided to do some things that I usually do. I do my gratitudes. I do a little meditation. I started stretching. I even put some music on to start, just dancing and just letting go of that nervousness. But I still couldn't figure it out. So then I saw these FLIR value cards lying on the bed. And I thought, I got to use these cards. So I open it up, and I pull out a card. And the card that came up for me was, be brave. And it said, how does this value show up in your day? So ironic. So then I thought for a moment, wait a minute, I've been pretty brave in my life. I left my VP of HR job to start a company where there's 6 of us now, and we're all about culture and people development. I climbed the Chief. The Chief is this mountain in Squamish, BC. If anyone's been to Whistler, you pass by this mountain. I've climbed it twice. It took about 9 hours both times. Crazy, right? So that's pretty brave. And I also called off my wedding. Not all at the same time. Woo! Yeah, that's pretty courageous, right? So I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty brave now. So as Joy mentioned, I'm really excited to be launching the Train to Trainer program. And what we want to do today is just give you a taste, just to give you that firsthand experience and some activities and how to use these cards. We've designed these cards for a reason. We wanted to make it easy for you so that you could just pull out this card, maybe even give it to one of your team members, and then answer the question together, or just even in your team meetings. So even though we're going to do the formal training, you can take a deck of these cards today. They'll be in the back there, if you choose. They're there for you to use. Okay, so here's what we're going to focus on. Jim stated that the objective of the summit is 3 things: to celebrate, to connect, and to prepare to win, right? So activity 1, in a minute, not right now, you're going to be dividing into 2 groups. You're going to stand up, and you're going to share the significance of core values. You're also going to share what your personal core values are. This is a time to celebrate who you are and what you bring. And if you can't think of a core value, we actually have some sample sheets on the table to give you some ideas on value words. The second activity is about connection. This is when we're going to actually use these cards. There's 2 copies. So when we're dividing you into 2 groups, you'll still stay in your groups. You'll pass around the cards, and you'll share and answer those questions. So you'll get a chance to use these cards. So that's going to hopefully create some meaningful connections. And last but not least, the third is for you to prepare to win, is that you're going to stand in that value that you embody the most, the one that you feel strong. And there's 4 different corners here. So you're going to see the room where all of us are going to be standing in those values. You're going to see who's similar to you, but you're also going to see who you can leverage. And that's what's really going to help us win. All right? Are you guys ready to play? Okay. So because there's so many of us, I really want to go through the instructions, and then you're going to hear a chime. Okay? So activity 1, in a few seconds, you're going to stand up. Your table is about like 8 or 9. So you're going to just kind of organically divide into 2 groups. You're going to stand up, and then you're going to face and do a little mini circle just around your area. And then you're going to take turns answering these questions. My definition of values are, values can support us in the following ways, and one of my personal core values is. I'm going to give you about 10 minutes, so be mindful, ensure that everyone has had a chance to speak, and then you'll hear my chime. All right? Okay, so let's stand up into our mini groups. And go ahead and start sharing. All right, so just keep standing up. Keep standing up. For the next exercise, we're going to need you to stand up. So just out of curiosity, anyone brave and bold or ready to share one of their personal core values that they shared with their group? Anyone? This is your chance to practice. Okay, here we have one. Yes? Integrity, great. And honesty, great. How did it feel to share that core value with your team? Oh my gosh, yeah. And that's what happens. If people don't know, they don't know, then if you share it, you start to kind of create alignment. Well, thank you so much for doing that part of that exercise. So now, there are boxes on your tables, one for each group. Okay, and those boxes are the value cards that we've designed for FLIR, for the B FLIR values. So for this activity, you're going to stay standing in the same groups, and you're going to use these cards. Here are the questions that you guys are going to answer using the cards, okay? Share what each value means to you, and then pick a value card, and then answer the question, and share it with your team. Okay, really simple. Share what those values mean to you, and then pick a card, and then answer that question and share with your team. Okay, so I'll give you another 10 minutes to share. Okay, stay standing. We're just going to pause there. I know you guys want to keep sharing, and that's why those cards are those cards, right? So hopefully you guys are liking the cards, and you're going to take a deck home and start using them. Anyone want to share? Be brave, or maybe embody one of those values and share what you learned about yourself just from that exchange. Anyone ready to be bold? Lead by example? I know somebody wants to share something here. Damien, right? Are you pointing to Mike? Oh, nice.
And I actually picked Frank.
Oh, good.
I thought it was a bold thing that he did, creating a vision and values for IB. I don't know that he got permission from Jim or how that works.
He just did it.
At the end of the day, he came out with a vision and values that all three divisions could get behind, and I thought that was awesome.
That's awesome. Yay, that's awesome. So imagine you bringing that to one of your meetings. It's so easy just to pull out those cards, and then you can have instant recognition. It doesn't even take too much time. Okay, so the final activity to prepare to win is you're going to choose a value, one of those values of the B FLIR values that you feel you embody the most, that you feel that you're the strongest. Okay, and then you're going to actually, not right now, but in a few seconds, you're going to walk to that corner. Okay, so there's be bold here. Be brave, be ambitious, and be ready. We have our people and culture leaders that are going to be at the corners to kind of guide you. When you get there, this is what's going to happen. In pairs, in those mini groups now, you're going to share why you chose that value and how it actually shows up in your day-to-day at work. Okay, so you can even give a specific example. And then we want you to actually put your first and last name on one of the stickies, and you're going to put it on the flip chart. And so you just want to wait for when I say to go back to your seats. Just stay there. If you have your exchange really quickly, that's okay. Put your sticky, and it's kind of just hang out there until next steps. Okay? So you're going to go to the corner of the value that you really feel you embody. In pairs, you're going to share why you chose that value and give a specific example, how it shows up. Then you're going to write your first and last name. And then we're going to see where all these values are landing. Okay? So go. So thank you so much for being open to trying something different today. We hope you liked the exercises. And again, this is just a taste of what that 2-hour session is going to be like. So imagine your teams are actually going to go into those 4 corners, and there's going to actually be more conversations and commitments of how they're going to embody those values going forward. And the other thing I wanted to invite you is we'd love your feedback, because this is a learning organization, as Jim says. And so we're always reiterating we want to learn from every experience. So I'd love to hear what you loved about those cards, the activities, anything, and then we will integrate your thoughts and ideas into the future sessions. Thank you so much.